Hi there, welcome. I cannot believe that this episode represents the reality that my daughter's grad has happened and we are now in June. Hello. And that is exciting and crazy because another school year is wrapping up and it's the last one for my grade 12er, so that's wild. Ah, okay, seriously, have you not loved these interviews with these powerful, beautiful warriors of God? I just love them and I just am so thankful for their their journeys and their stories and their obedience to share what they have shared with us and beyond. This last batch of interviews is from three beautiful ladies in totally different situations, and I love that because I love variety. Um, Let me introduce you to Lisa. Lisa Morris. I love her. She wrote the series Time Tree, and let me tell you, you want to buy the series. It is so intriguing and interesting. And I have read all three books, and I'm like, "Where's the fourth book?" And she's like, "Andrew, that's the end of the series, babe." And I'm like, "What? Come on!" But so I pray that God gets her to write another whole novel series because seriously, the woman's got is gifted. The way she interacts with her characters and lets them speak, and just the new just the cool dynamics she brings out about our relationship with God, and just how reading her books has helped me just want to know my God more has been awesome. And I'm excited for my kids to read her books and other people too. And so, yeah, Lisa shares with us just a different dynamic, just connecting with college kids and even with elderly, and just the blessing that each and every generation is. And this series is really about intergenerational relationships, how whether it's at our workplace, our church, wherever we go, we're always interacting with people who are not just our age group, and they're younger or older or have different difficulties than us or different financial situations than us. And it's so wonderful and good and important, and how we can just learn from them and grow in those situations and in those um yeah in each relationship that we are a part of. So that is something I'm excited about for this series. Reyna, she is amazing, and she is a transition coach. So she helps people in transition, which is incredible. And she just helps them navigate their new situation. And she's a caregiver, or has been a caregiver, and she shares about how that is huge and important, and how what a unique season with COVID. How do you care for your aging parents from a distance, or how does that look for you? Or she shares parts of her story as she helped, I believe it was um her dad with Alzheimer's, and just incredible woman, and just a powerful stories and powerful tools to be available for anyone in that situation. And for those of us who maybe aren't, to just glean from her and to learn and to write it down so that in the future we have that as a resource that's available to us, because what a gifted woman. I just love how God is relational, right? And he made all these beautiful people, and he put seeds of desire in them, and he put dreams in them, and he put gifts and talents in them. And as we are leaning into him and letting him help us allow those talents and dreams out, and we're allowing him to take the circumstances we've been through that are hard, and turn them and redeem them, he just has all these beautiful authors and people out in the world who can we can all learn from each other and be blessed by each other. And it's just so incredible. I just love it. And Annie shares with us just how you interact on your team. How do you engage with others who are different than you? And you are going to love her sense of humor and just her fun spirit. Definitely check out the resources that she has available also, because oh my goodness, she has just teaching about self-care and so many really powerful, important things that we need to remember in relationships. Because yeah, we often get so we can be either so involved in others that we neglect ourselves, or sometimes it's just a flip, or sometimes we don't know along the way somewhere we started to serve out of the wrong things, and God has to bring us back to wait a minute, it's all about me, not you. And so it's just, yeah, so many beautiful women to glean from. And so I hope and trust that you will love those interviews and all they offer. I have personally, I think, kind of always been steeped in intergenerational situations, and that has been such a gift from God in my life. My parents were constantly, we lived on a campus that, well, not on the campus, but in a town that had a Bible school in it. And so my parents would have over college people and they would hang out with our family and we would just enjoy them and learn from them. And then missionaries would come through town and we would get to know them at prayer meetings and things like that. And then we moved to a different location and started fostering. And it was like a unique situation where there were multiple families fostering and we all lived on the same space on a farm. And so we got to know different households and how the uniqueness of different households, and then all these beautiful kids that were having severe struggles in their families and families of origin, and were able to come and get loved on in a different place. And so we're just, you're constantly engaging with different age groups. And then there was different, like a beautiful grandma lady that lived on that farm with us all. It sounds kind of creepy, but it wasn't creepy, it was a good thing. Anyways, and just how she had such a significant ministry just of prayer and for and doing a variety of things that I'm sure went unnoticed by the kids most of the time, but were really important. And just the beauty of teamwork in that. And then, of course, camp. My dad was a camp director, so my parents both worked super hard at running the camp well and all the different age groups and dynamics. And it was interesting because in my childhood too, I remember I ended up in a lot of different schools, and just the reality of it was I could connect with any age group. So it could get really disappointing because I would connect with a girl who I assumed would be in my grade or something, and then find out that she was like way older than me, and I'm like, oh man. And that happened more than once, and it was like, oh, frustrating. But God knew that I I could do that, and just has used it in my life in different areas. And so I remember my oldest brother, Byron, he started going to love on seniors when he was in, I don't know, I think he would have been, I was in grade 7, so he must have been just starting high school. And so he invited me one time, and it was so fun. And I was just so like super honored that my big brother would remember that I existed and take me with him on a Sunday afternoon to go visit and listen to the elderly folks and just enjoy their stories and their wisdom and their kindness and just the uniqueness of that season of life, and get to check it out. I have a friend, my dear friend Lois. I remember her. She was always making friends and had friends at the old folks' home and different places over town, and was like, "Oh yeah, we're making muffins for so and so, or I'm gonna go visit so and so." And so I'd visit with her, and just again remembered how amazing people are and how big the world is. And to this day, she always has friends from different countries, and I love it because she like learns languages and she makes meals that are authentic to their country. And I'm always just learning from her and excited when I get the opportunity to meet people from different countries and just enjoy hearing their stories and learning from them. And oh, life is so rich when we learn from others. And I just, that is really what this podcast is about today, is just to remember that we are blessed because we don't have to live in isolation. And I know we're in COVID and I know there's restrictions, but we aren't actually isolated. We're as isolated as we want to be, right? In the sense that maybe we can't rub shoulders with each other literally, but we can hop on a podcast and listen. We can pick up our phones and call someone and just actually talk to them, or we can FaceTime them so you can actually see their entire face, which is pretty exciting these days. You can, there are ways to connect with people. My beautiful friend Lois, who I was talking about, who she has her own group of kids now, and they faithfully go to the old folks' home. They've been going this whole year through. They have, and any kind of weather, it's crazy. They are completely committed, and she will show up on a Wednesday afternoon, and they will just put on a music. They'll just do all kinds of things out in front of the window of the senior center, just so that the seniors can come and look at something different and be encouraged. And so there is a way to connect with people, and I trust that you will ask God to say, "Hey, show me. I'm feeling isolated. Show me the way to connect with people deeply during this time of." uniqueness and even the frustration of mass or the fear of the virus or whatever you are facing, that He is able to give you a strategy within this season so that you can still operate in your gifts and in your dreams, and it can still be a beautiful thing of learning and growing from others. And I really encourage each of us in our relationships, whether we are with an elderly person or someone in our peer group or with a little person, that we would just really be willing to learn from them. My kids have taught me lots about myself. It's been fairly painful, but it's also been really important. And as I am quiet and listen to their critiques or their insights into how I respond or react, it's been really important for me to take that back to God and say, "Okay, God, what do I do with this? Which parts are for me to handle, which parts are not, and or to deal with, or let you deal with, or whatever." And it's been freeing because now I'm more aware of how my responses are, how they can come across. And slowly but surely, God is continues to refine me and to sanctify me. And I am really excited about the fact that something that used to be like, "Oh my goodness, I'll never change," or "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it," or "Oh my goodness," and it was frustrating and it was on Andrea to fix it, isn't anymore. And I just know that my job is to lean to my everyday Savior and let Him lead me into everyday freedom. And He is the one that grows our freedom flow, and it is incredible. And He uses beautiful people like these interviews that have been provided for you. So I trust that you will glean from them. Lord willing, I will that you will be able to click on the information in the descriptions and find their books and get to meet them more fully and be blessed because we are put on this earth. We are created for relationships. So I just bless you in those relationships. And where you are struggling in relationships, I just pray God's peace on you and wisdom, and that He would just reveal to you the insights you need for that difficult time, for that difficult relationship. And please remember, I'm here for you. So reach out to me, set up that complimentary coaching session. Check out the Freedom Flow Academy if there's any courses that would connect with your situation and that you would just would help you in it. I know the Everyday Freedom course is a longer freedom, but it is so just walks you really through my book in a more detailed way and in a way that you can use it as a devotion time and a journaling time and a listening prayer time and really go deep with God in different areas that you are struggling and frustrated in. Um, yeah, I'd obviously like to connect with you. So blessings on you, and thank you so much for being a part of Flying Free Ministries.